What's up, guys? This is PtitDrogo for another StarCraft tutorial. Really late. I know it's on edge of the swarm. It's a little bit late for that, but you can consider that a tutorial or a documentary if you want to learn a little bit about how people used to play PvT on this game that was Heir to the Swarm. So anyway. The idea this time will be to not scout what your opponent is doing so that you have a lot of money, and with this money you're gonna make Stalker constantly to be safe versus everything. Then you're gonna take a third base really quickly, make a lot of units to roll off drop, and then you're gonna win the game. That's pretty much the plan, but we're gonna go in detail about how we do it. So I'm gonna make a little bit of mistakes because this is a build that's not as easy as PvT to execute. It's not like making sentries and then you're Korean. No, it takes a lot of hard stuff. You have to control everything properly. So I'm gonna make a few mistakes. If you feel like you could do it better, you probably can. But the main idea will be here. So anyway, for the beginner out here, always build this pylon here on this map. Or anyway, you need to make a wall against Reaper so that Reaper can't just go around in your base. If they want to commit to see your technology, you want them to be trapped and you want to be able to kill the Reaper. That's why you're making a wall always. So yeah, for the same idea, I'm gonna build my guys really soon, but I'm also gonna build my second pylon at a place where I can see the Reaper coming. Same thing here. I really want you to do the same thing. You need to build vision around your base that you can see just where the fuck the Reaper is coming from. That's what you want to know, because if you don't, you're gonna lose probes. Because the Warship Core is not a fast unit, and it's not gonna be here in time. So that's why I'm making my pylon here, just to see. Usually the Reaper comes from here, and if it comes from here, I'm gonna see it coming. So, with that outside, it's pretty neat. Another question is that why am I not scouting? Because usually when you scout, you just see that the terrain is going for a Reaper opening, and then you didn't really learn anything. That's what really bothers me. Whereas when you don't scout, you have a lot of money, and if the guy goes Reaper, well, you can still hold whatever he does with his build, so it's really good, really comfortable. Obviously you will lose versus Turax, and you may lose versus a well-executed gas first, but versus everything else you're in a really good position in my opinion. So yeah, I sent my probe a little bit early here, as you can notice. I don't have quite yet the money to build a Nexus, but I always do it like this, because I'm sending it before the usual scouting timing, so if he was going to scout with an ACV, he wouldn't see my probe, and it would be too late to do a block with an Enduring Bay, for example, since my probe will be hidden, and it would build a Nexus before I can come back to the second base. So I always send your probe a little bit before, and also if it's just blindly building an Enduring Bay, you want to know that as well. As you can see, the third pylon in a position just to give vision around my base, so that I can see the movement of the Reaper. So I'm not denying the Reaper. Warp gates. Come on, Drago, build warp gates. Yeah, okay. You want to build warp gate as fast as possible, because you want to produce stuff constantly. I think I even built it, but didn't notice. Yeah, okay, well, I built warp gates, so everything is fine. Warp gate, Stalker. You want this as fast as possible, because every single timing of the terrain is gonna depend about how many Stalker you have versus them. Like, will it be biopressure with Marauder, or with Alien, or with Widow Mines? If you have one less Stalker, it's really hard. If you have one more Stalker, it's incredibly easy to hold. There's no middle ground here. So I'm building a Twilight console, not particularly fast. I try to build it before 5 minutes, usually at 4:55. Try to always build it before 5 minutes. As long as it's before 5 minutes, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be in a good shape. So here I get a little bit lucky and kill the Reaper, but I mean it's fine. So I would have had my Stalker at the natural on my Warship Core in the main, if the East Reaper was still alive. And when my second Stalker popped, my second Stalker would go in the main, and I would ping back my Warship Core to the natural. I just try to do it like this, just splitting your units to deal with the Reaper. It's just common sense. So right now, as you can see, 2 Stalker, I'm gonna try to build my first Stalker ACP. It's really important. So yeah, I'll now build a little pylon here. If you build a pylon here and you put a Stalker here in old position, it can block aliens. It's just pretty useful, you know. It's not useful often, but you want to have value with your buildings and stuff. So here, at 6:25, I build my robotic facility. I always try to get it at 6:30, 6:45. 6:45 is okay, but always before 6:40. You want this robot at this timing, because this is the latest possible that you can get it versus a window mine drop. So even though you're going blink, you're gonna have an observer in time if you build the robotic at this exact timing. And now as you can see, it's a defensive blink opening. I'm building my gases before adding gateway. I'm chrono boosting a lot of probe before adding gateway. I'm warping a 4th stalker before adding gateway. So like see, at 7-10, I have already 4 stalker. This is really good. This is every pressure that can exist. So now finally I'm trying to slowly add gateway. This is for example a 3-rack steam. I need this free gateway. So now, okay, I'm chrono boosting the observator, making a robo bay, and then I'm gonna warp a pylon and I'm gonna pause the game because something weird happened. As you can see, I moved my stalker in the main for seemingly no reason. Why is that? In my head, the timing of a Widowmine drop is gonna be 7:40. Sometimes it comes a bit later. Really rare case, sometime a bit earlier. But nothing came in my way. So timings such as, for example, Marauder with Concussive Shell are out of the picture because now they are a little bit too weak because I have too many Stalker. Usually VVs push before. And like big timings such as Sting timing, for example, are still later. They're gonna come in a minute. Not right now. They're gonna come in a minute. So I'm moving my Stalker in my main to be able to deal with the only thing that had come at this time, which is Widowmine drops. And now you may be wondering, why the Stalker in the main on the motion called natural? Why not the contrary? Sometimes I see current do the contrary. I do too, but I don't really understand, because for me the reasoning is that if I, like, in my main, the Terran can only come with 1 medivac full of units, 1 medivac worth of units. So it's gonna be 2 mine on 4 marine at most. 5/5 Stalker can easily deal with that, but in my natural, the Terran can come with a lot of units, all of its marine plus mines. So I need to have something that can deal with an unlimited amount of units. And Photon Overcharge is just exactly that. Like usually what will happen, 2 mine in the main, a lot of marine in the natural. It's gonna be overcharged natural, Stalker in the main, you're gonna deal with everything perfectly, even though you have a lot of probes. So yeah, it's pretty much the main idea now. And right now, you might have guessed it already, a Widowmine drop is gonna come. Also, as I'm starting to chrono boost blink really late. It's because I have 16 probe on both nexus. It's useless to chrono boost probe right now. Okay, so the medivac is coming. I'm focusing the medivac and trying to get away, trying to split out the probe. Alright. So now it looks pretty messy. I mean, I don't have a need to pause the game, but what you want to do when a Widowmine drop comes is try to focus the medivac, because killing the medivac is big in my opinion, and try to split up all of your probe. Losing no probe and just killing the mine without detonating on anything is a perfect response. Only losing 2 probe, 1 per mine, is a really good response still. It's really like losing mining time on 2 probes. It's a really good position for the Protoss to be in. Really, like it commits a lot to that. Now, as you can see, once I deal with the drop, I'm trying to pressure the Stalker, and I'm leaving 1 observator with my Movership Core, because sometimes the Terran will go for 2 drops, so the second drop is going to be dealt with the Photon Overcharge, because I have 2 Photon Overcharge right now. And I would have 1 if I was going for marine pressure, but still, more than enough. So right now the plan is just poking a bit with my Stalkers, seeing what it's making, and keeping making probes and trying to produce as much as possible. I'm chrono boosting my Colossus. My 3 gateway, I try to produce as much as possible with them. Obviously not constant production, because Colossus and probe cost money, so gateway are not gonna be like 24/7 production, but still, I'm trying to produce as much as possible, because so that it's really efficient. It's not like I'm adding 3 gateway, then trying to produce. I'm trying to produce with everything at once. So that I just use my building to the fullest of availability. I mean, you get what I'm saying right now. You try to produce a lot of units with only 3 gateways so that you can defend your Phoenixes on all of your probe. So right now I'm just positioning my Stalker trying to pick off stuff. It's not moving right away, which is a little bit worrying. You should try to move away right now. You should have his medivacs. Because right now you have 2 Colossus. When you have 2 Colossus, you should be safe versus everything. Okay, so now I'm starting to wonder, he's still here. Okay. So right now I'm gonna pause the game, maybe when I take the Xelnaga. Okay, you've secured your 3rd base. So now, what's the big idea? I'm making several mistakes here. For example, I have an observator in my control group with my Movership Core, which should be right here. above the main. I want an observator here, I want here in front of my base. That's the two main observators you're always gonna need. One in front of your base to see if you're just running up with everything, and one in the main right here to just see if a doom drop is coming. So, I mean, it's not really a doom drop, but you didn't want here, because a doom drop coming through this way and a doom drop coming through this way is really different. It's not the same thing. And while I want two hubs here, I want to build vision at the left side of my base, because the main idea here, I have a third nexus with a lot of probes. I don't have a lot of technology, but I have a big army, and I have a lot of probes. I don't want to die to multi-prong attack, but I really need to know where the terrain is gonna come with first push. So right now, like, I see him, he's not going through the Xenlaga, this is rowing me, so I'm backing with my Stalker. Maybe he's going through my main, maybe he's going to my third, but I don't know this information, and this is what I need to know. Right now, it's going to be jump dropping my third or my main. You need to set up vision to know that. Even just leading probe or units, it's really important. Even if you lose units to know where the guy is coming, it's really important to know where he's coming. So anyway, right now I'm splitting my army. Now this is a pretty good split, and as, like, you're finally adding gateway. After I have maximum saturation. Okay, so see, he's going with everything, but a few force field, Colossus. Yeah, I only had half of my army here, but as you can see, I'm still alive, which is the main important thing. But still, you want to add cannons, and you want to have a few zealots. So, yeah, right now, see his killing thing? Okay, I get a little bit lucky here, and I see his double drop with my Xenlaga, but hey, this is what I'm talking about, building vision to know where he's coming. So okay, so right now I'm gonna make a small mistake. Okay, this is more for high level stuff. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up to explain what I'm talking about. Yeah, the opening stage of the game right now is over. You can do whatever you want, I mean. Once you get your third nexus on all of your probe, you're really ahead of the terrain. And right now, I don't care what your game plan is. Your game plan can be like storm drop or whatever, but really, it can be anything. But there's still some rules that you need to follow. For example, my army that's in my main right now, it's completely fucking trash. There's, okay. There's only Stalker and there's one Colossus. This is the army that get doom drop and that dies to Marauder. What should I need to do is, you know, this is the second Colossus that came into, I mean the third Colossus that came into my third. This Colossus should have been my main. That's the main important thing. And also I need to add a lot more Zealots. Zealots are also really, really important. So yeah, and also one more cannon. I mean, not only Stalker and one Colossus, it's not good enough. I need a lot more Stalkers. I mean, a lot more Zealot to do that. So let's go back once again. I mean, right now, you can follow the gameplay I'm doing, which is pretty much adding a second forge and making Templar. Because you can do that, but honestly you can do whatever you want. But the main thing that's gonna happen, in 90% of my games with Terran, I'm gonna win by defending drops and by counter-attacking and winning. This is pretty much it. So right now this is just about splitting the army and building vision once again. If the guy kill hops, if the guy kill pylon, you rebuild them. That's pretty much what you need to do. Because your army scale a lot better. You really, for like 5 minutes, the only thing you can lose to is a bad drop. So you always need to make sure you don't lose. And for that, you should build vision. But yeah, I hope I have explained everything. Right now I'm just kind of gonna freestyle my game. There's really nothing to explain because I'm really not a good player in late game PvT, I feel like. So right now the tutorial is not really worth anything, but I'm not gonna leave the game as it is. I'm gonna let the game roll, and I hope you guys learned something today. And hopefully I'm gonna make more tutorials for Legacy of the Void. If you guys enjoy that, you can watch my stream in the rare occasion I'm streaming, and I don't know, follow me on the thing where you can follow me. Whatever, I hope you learned something, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. I'm gonna let the game roll, but I'm already gone.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Upgrade complete.
Yeah, also you shouldn't make 2 Templar Archive. This is... you're allowed to not do that.